Texans help Texans. Here in the Houston area, we saw it after Harvey flooded the city. We saw it after the shooting at Santa Fe High School, and we're seeing it now in Uvalde. Hi there, I'm digital anchor Brandy Smith. 21 lives were lost at Robb Elementary. 2 teachers, 19 students. KHOU 11, as well as our sister stations KENS 5 in San Antonio and WFAA in Dallas, all sent teams to Uvalde in the aftermath of the shooting. There are still a lot of questions about how and why it happened, but even before Texans got answers, they reached out to lift up their Uvalde neighbors in so many amazing ways. We want to recognize those helpers and the community of Uvalde as a whole.
Uvalde is a town with deep roots. The streets here aren't simply lined with oak trees. The trees are part of the street, with roots as strong as the people of Uvalde.
I am 71 years old. I've lived here all my life.
Annie Gutierrez remembers growing up here how neighbors helped neighbors.
We could always count on them. They could count on us.
Especially when times were tough.
We've always helped out as a community.
Uvalde was founded in 1855. Back then, it had a different name, Encina, the Spanish name for the majestic trees that filled the landscape, their canopies propped up by thick branches. Branches like those
My grandparents,
on the Gutierrez family tree.
my parents, me, my children. I don't have grandchildren. I'm young, 5 generations. We've lived across the street from the school for 51 years, and my children all went to school there.
Robb Elementary School. Now this is what she sees across the street from her house. An ever-growing memorial honoring the 19 students and 2 teachers killed.
It's taken a lot emotionally from everyone.
As the number of balloons, flowers, and stuffed animals grows, so does the strength of these 2 words, Uvalde strong.
I'm hoping that Uvalde strong means we're going to help each other.
Because right now, Annie worries her town finds itself divided.
I hope that we can continue to be a close-knit community and not be second-guessing each other.
But like the roots of Uvalde's prized oaks, she believes her community is strong.
Let's make Uvalde strong mean something, not just a slogan for today. If we're going to be strong, that means we're going to be strong to help everyone go through this. Let's take care of everybody.
Uvalde may be strong, but it will never be the same. On the first Sunday after the tragedy, neighbors embraced their faith and one another. WFAA reporter Tiffany Liu takes us there.
Every Sunday is tradition at Sacred Heart Catholic Church in Uvalde. But this Sunday,
it's tough.
tradition is needed more than ever before.
He's our comfort, and if we drift away, especially right now, it's not the time.
A community is mourning the death of 19 children and 2 teachers killed at Robb Elementary School on Tuesday. The school is less than a mile away, and the churchgoers here know some of the families.
Yes, ma'am, I did. 2 people, a teacher and a student.
On this Sunday, as they emotionally look toward faith,
You give him thanks also in that time.
physically, church looked different too. There was extra tight security, Secret Service, and police sweeping and shutting down roads as President Joe Biden and First Lady Jill Biden arrived at church for Mass at noon.
In a way, it's nice, but for the wrong reasons.
The commander-in-chief mourned with Uvalde.
I wish it didn't have to take a mass shooting
in order to bring him down to Uvalde.
After church, the Bidens left to meet with the victims' families. As our country's leaders and other visitors leave the city following the initial shock of the mass shooting,
They feel it. They feel it.
there will still be a lot of work to do.
It's gonna take time to heal.
Sundays at Sacred Heart Catholic Church will remain a place for the people of Uvalde to heal.
All I can say is it's heartbreaking.
In Uvalde, I'm Tiffany Liu.
From friends of the victims' families to complete strangers, so many people made the drive to Uvalde. KHOU 11 reporter Janelle Bluda explains they want the community to know Uvalde is not alone.
For Javi and Diana,
But when you enter Uvalde, like, you just feel that heaviness, and we're just here for you guys.
the drive from San Antonio this morning was a moment to reflect on what they needed to do.
The entire day I just kept thinking, I need to do something, what can I do?
Diana says they needed to show up.
Maybe it is just through a cup of coffee and saying, hey, I'm here for you, I'm praying for you. Anything that you need, I'm here for you. You know, you don't know me, I don't know you, but we share this pain, we're grieving, both of us, and I'm here to support you.
Offering free coffee and pastries from their food truck to a community that's been ripped apart.
We're just with the parents. We're here, yes, to give a cup of coffee, but if I see somebody that has been directly impacted, I want to hug them and tell them, hey, God is with us and everything is going to be okay.
Across the street, another sign of support, this one
Words can't describe how we truly feel inside.
closer to home.
Classmates of my wife and other work and employees here, they're there, some of their kids.
Evet's Barbecue is offering 20% of their sales to the families who have been impacted.
To help them in any way we can, to do our small part for the community.
Owner Daniel Garcia says it's just what you do when your loved ones are hurt.
These are our family. This is our community. This is our home. They're our family.
Businesses stepped up to help too. KHOU 11 reporter Brittany Ford shows us some of the relief efforts from Houston area organizations.
People wanting to help.
HEB's mobile kitchen usually responds to natural disasters. The kitchen on wheels making a trip to Uvalde, serving up a different type of relief.
We were able to take direction from them and bring our mobile kitchens out.
Julie Benningfield with HEB Public Affairs says their team arrived Wednesday, providing free meals to the community and first responders with 3 additional 18-wheelers loaded with food and supplies, in what she describes as a small effort to help relieve a great amount of grief.
These kitchens are capable of turning out 2,000 meals an hour, but what we're doing is just assessing the needs here in the community and trying to take something literally off their plate that we can provide.
From boots on the ground efforts to local donations.
Contribute as much as they can, whether it be $20, $10, $5, anything to help these families.
LULAC, the League of United Latin American Citizens, has set up this verified online fundraiser. 100% of the contributions going directly to victims' families and survivors.
It's personal to us. I mean, it involves some of our brothers, cousins, relatives. You know, I'm pretty sure we have members who have relatives out there.
As the Uvalde community heals from tragedy, Benningfield says there's one thing they can count on for sure.
And we just hope that this community understands that we'll be here for them.
Brittany Ford, KHOU 11 News.
Remember what Mr. Rogers said about helpers? He said, when I was a boy and I would see scary things in the news, my mother would say to me, look for the helpers. You will always find people who are helping. Here in Houston, one of the very familiar helpers is rapper Trey the Truth. KHOU 11 reporter Xavier Walton shares what Trey is doing to lift up Uvalde.
Trey the Truth met with a number of families, and this go-round, he also went to a funeral. He says his main focus is just to be there.
People don't know I actually have ties to Uvalde.
And for Trey the Truth, those ties are now stronger than ever. In the last week, he's met with family after family whose child was killed during the tragic mass shooting.
Makes you understand to value time with your kids way more, because nothing's promised.
So to pay his respects, Trey visited the ever-growing memorial outside the school.
Imagine if that was one of our children.
And Tuesday, he attended A. Marie Jo Garza's funeral.
I haven't lost a child, so I can only comfort so much. I don't know that feeling, man, but just definitely something about seeing children in a casket.
Just last week, Garza became a junior Girl Scout. And today, the Girl Scouts awarded her the rare National Bronze Cross for saving a life or attempting to do so at the risk of her own. Garza's obituary said the 10-year-old had a heart of gold, loved Chick-fil-A, and wanted to be an art teacher.
My youngest son is around this age.
That's one of the many reasons Trey says this hits different and why he plans to continue being here long after the camera crews are gone.
When everybody else leave, I'm going to make sure I'm still around. I'll make sure they're able to have access to me as if I was one of their family members.
Trey says he also met with the family of Jackie Casares, and they're working on some sort of foundation in her honor so that her legacy lives on. In Houston, Xavier Walton, KHOU 11 News.
This is something I saw over and over again during the week I was in Uvalde. Parking lots taken over by volunteers handing out free meals. This example is from business partners Marco Rivera and Marissa Lazatera. They run 40 fast food franchises from San Antonio to Uvalde and said they wanted to do what they knew best.
Take away a daily task that they don't have to think about today.
We're not doing it to make us feel good. It's more to be part of the family and to be supportive.
Rivera held a donation drive at his 43 Jack in the Box locations to raise money for the Robb Elementary Fund. He is one of so many volunteers coming together to help Uvalde. Adam Bennett profiles another group doing that too.
A week after the tragedy that struck the core of Uvalde.
It's tragic. It's very heartbreaking.
These volunteers are nourishing stomachs and souls of the people who live here.
A lot of faces and just feel very thankful.
Lorena Sanchez works with aggregate haulers. Johnny Flores is one of the company's managers.
We had 4 drivers who lost loved ones in this. Yeah, that's all going towards the families.
Today, they're taking donations for those families and cooking up 600 free burgers with the help of competitor Vulcan Materials Company.
Just don't take my burger, dude.
In a space donated by the owners of a local banquet hall.
The positive thing I see here is everybody uniting and working together.
Emma Alvarado is a teacher here.
I appreciate this, you don't feel like going cooking. You just, you feel numb, you just don't want to do anything, So this is helpful, very helpful.
And it's not just local volunteers. People have made the drive from all over the country to help. The Civic Center is one of many places around Uvalde. You'll find people serving meals and much more. A show of unity.
Here you go, senor. Thank you. Thank you.
And love to triumph over tragedy. In Uvalde, Adam Bennett, KHOU 11 News.
A friendly neighborhood Spider-Man is on a mission to bring a little cheer to kids in Uvalde. WFAA reporter Scoop Jefferson shares the superhero's plan.
Very good. The Denton Spider-Man is on a mission that just might be heaven sent.
God put this in my life to give it.
During the pandemic, personal trainer Jeremy Sons and his wife started Spider-Man public appearances after his gym shut down. And now,
come on, Fabida!
They want to be a blessing to Uvalde.
It hit me more because when you hear of a mass shooting at a school, when your wife's a school teacher, it sets alarms off, and something has to change.
After posting help for a June 12th appearance in Uvalde, the Denton Spider-Man has collected hundreds of toys and other giveaways. Donations filled the Spidey-mobile 3 times, and supporters are fulfilling their Amazon wish list for Uvalde kids. Moms like Jackie Johnson believes in Spider-Man's mission.
I think him being out in the community is going to help bring some light back during this dark time.
Sunday, June 12th, and put Spider-Man on top of the Spidey-mobile and just drive the streets, pulling a trailer full of toys.
Spider-Man's goal is to provide a few distractions for the kids, and that includes a few Spidey surprises.
if we were going to be a blessing.
Toys are also part of the blessing this Fort Worth pastor has planned for Uvalde. He prays their fundraiser is successful too after visiting other pastors in the small Texas city.
And we'll get our assignments based on what they're telling us, listening, what they're telling us, learning what they need, and then going to work. But we can't do that without feet, finances, and people who'll be faithful.
Although the pastor is on a separate mission than the Denton Spider-Man, both believe they've heard from heaven to help. In Fort Worth, I'm Scoop Jefferson.
Sometimes we need a reminder about the good that's out there. A volunteer on his way to Uvalde got an unexpected one.
We have a very famous coach on our flight here by the name of Cooper, who's going to Uvalde.
A very different kind of mid-air announcement on Southwest Airlines Flight 2587 on Monday.
If you would like to write a note to the children, I would be happy to pass out some napkins and maybe...
Right, they did.
I came here with about 70 notes.
Andy Garmezi is Cooper's handler and a volunteer with National Crisis Response Canines.
Well, I got teary and I hadn't even been deployed yet. I was on the way down.
Stay strong. Things will get better. You are loved. Those are just some of the sentiments shared by Garmezi's fellow passengers. Coming from Nashville, he says he's used to the old story about song lyrics written on napkins. But this was something so much more.
It was impactful.
Garmezi is a volunteer with one of the many organizations that brought therapy, comfort, and crisis response dogs to Uvalde.
All little Mia sees is a dog. A 7-year-old golden retriever named Cooper.
See how calm he is? He's letting you pet all over him.
But Cooper is a National Crisis Response canine.
We use that human-canine bond to help break through and build resiliency. Sometimes an animal has more sense than a human.
Mia's grandfather, Adolfo Cruz, says he brought Mia to the memorial at Uvalde's town square.
I had driven by several times
to visit this cross. Eliana Cruz Torres, Mia's cousin, Adolfo's granddaughter.
She's doing all right. She's too small to understand.
Too small to understand, maybe, but not too small to feel what is happening in Uvalde.
The grief here is very palpable. I mean, it's extensive.
Lutheran Church Charities Canine Comfort Dog Ministry is one of several volunteer groups helping the town heal.
It's just going to take time.
Some with therapy dogs, some with trained crisis dogs.
This is something we can do that does make a difference.
Back in San Antonio now, Linda Porter-Wensloff with Crisis Animal Response spent last week in Uvalde.
You kind of see the whole gamut of human reaction.
These dogs unlock that emotion.
To help the kids just, process feelings, try to understand.
Even when they may be too young to put it into words.
We can be helpful at a time when it's easy to feel hopeless or helpless.
Beyond just comfort canines, Lutheran Church Charities provides another service to communities in crisis, one that a single man took on for years.
The town square of Uvalde is a place for this community to grieve. It's a place for prayers. It's a place to say goodbye. Circling the fountain are 22 crosses, memorializing the victims of the Uvalde shooting, the students, the teachers, and the husband of one of those teachers. They are a woefully familiar sight in Texas. We saw them in Sutherland Springs, in Santa Fe, in El Paso, in Odessa. Those crosses were all made by this man, Greg Zanis.
And he would basically come in, place the crosses, write their names on it, and be out of there. He really didn't like talking to media and all that. He was that was kind of a mission he was on.
That's how the team at Lutheran Church Charities, which deploys its canine comfort dog ministry to communities touched by tragedy, connected with him.
We would run into Greg at different crisis response situations, and that's how we got to know him. And in some of the bigger ones, because he'd have so many crosses, we would help him.
Greg passed away 2 years ago, but before he did, he asked LCC to carry on his Crosses for Losses program. And so it has. building and delivering crosses to the communities that need them, like right here in Uvalde.
I wish I didn't have to do it anymore for shootings.
Though it's a part of the ministry, LCC's CEO says he wishes wasn't necessary anymore. He says he'll keep his promise to Greg and to communities that are mourning.
We're committed to continue to do it.
If you want to learn more about any of those organizations, to volunteer or donate, we have it on KHOU.com. Just look for this article. The crosses you saw at the Town Square Memorial aren't the only touching tribute to the victims. A group of more than 50 mariachis traveled from San Antonio to perform there. More than just musical performances, the memorial at Town Square has been the site of vigils and ceremonies. KENS 5 reporter Victoria De Leon introduces us to the nuns who crossed the ocean to carry prayers to Uvalde. Where there is so much heartache.
In the 23 years I've been a nun, I have never experienced anything like this.
Love and support beam through Uvalde.
I feel the sorrow here, but I also see the love in the community coming together through this tragedy.
Saturday, the Benedictine Monastery of Hawaii traveled to this tight-knit town to pray and help heal broken hearts. Each tea leaf, woven with prayers, rests on the shoulders of family members mourning their loved ones.
It was a beautiful thing knowing that they traveled across the ocean and just to be here and trying to support and show their love and respect.
For Rolando Arizmendi's family, this meant even more. A prayer and birthday song for his great niece, Ellie Garcia, who would have turned 10 today.
She would have loved it. She would have absolutely loved it. All the love that they're getting and being showed.
She was a young, bright little girl
Le gustaba hacer TikToks.
who loved making TikToks and dancing. Ellie was also full of faith.
Le doy gracias a Dios que están juntos.
Rolando finds some comfort knowing Ellie is with God and her family will someday see her again. Reporting from Uvalde, Victoria De Leon, KENS 5. When you look at these faces, it's hard to even begin to think about taking those first steps toward healing. WFAA reporter Tiffany Liu describes the power of reflection.
These are times when it feels impossible to find strength.
No, the pain will never stop.
In reflection. Because no matter the answers, it can't bring them back.
Some wishes like that we can't wish for.
19 children and 2 teachers were murdered at Robb Elementary School in Uvalde on Tuesday.
We cannot protect them every single minute of the day. You know, it's very hard. It's very hard.
The victims' names are each written on a wooden cross. 21 displayed for the public to flood with candles, flowers, toys, balloons.
We shouldn't have to tell our kids to worry about something like this.
Danny Rangel drove from a neighboring city and walked from cross to cross, finding reflection in the form of prayer.
We're praying for each and every one of y'all. We are praying for your kids, be it a niece, be it a nephew, be it a daughter, be it a son. We're praying.
Whether a comforting melody of united voices or the hands of children coloring light to a darkness laid upon the city. People have their own ways of grieving and supporting and trying to understand why. As much as these 21 shouldn't be another name on the list of mass shooting victims. They are. F.A.O. Bayagbona is too.
Who's gonna be the next person?
Shot 3 times in the 2019 Midland, Odessa mass shooting, he was one of the lucky ones who survived.
It's so crazy. It killed 7 people, injured 21 of us.
F.A. was compelled to drive 3 hours to Uvalde.
My heart is broken. Drove all the way from Austin to just go show my love.
Because in these moments when it feels impossible to find strength, to reflect is to not forget.
We cannot forget them. We can't forget them.
In Uvalde, I'm Tiffany Liu.
Support for those who are hurting is also coming through art. KINS 5 reporter Jaleesa Irizarry brings us the story of a few people honoring those who are lost.
Getting all the details down.
Just because they aren't there doesn't mean they're gone. Their laughter can be heard in the hearts that love them most. Their memory can be etched on walls.
Yeah, you can definitely feel it.
Josiah Villanueva knows his work today won't dissolve the heavy feeling in Uvalde.
Yeah.
But it just might add another emotion.
Just trying to give back and give people smiles. I know it won't help, but just even if it's in the slightest bit, I'd like to do it.
Just a block away from the town's cemetery, paintbrushes share the message.
Yes, ma'am.
Artist Michael Sanchez wants grieving families to know.
Every time they pass by a parent or grandparent or an uncle or an aunt, they could see their nephews, grandsons, son's name and know that somebody else thought about their grief at the moment. That's what I would love.
Doves flying freely will represent the children killed in Uvalde Tuesday. Their names will fill the empty spaces on the wall and in the hearts of those putting them there.
You know, each child had a name, had a purpose in life that was cut short, but long live their names, and for generations to come.
Can't leave that out.
A piece of this town will always be missing. But with each stroke, their memory will never be gone. Jaleesa Irizarry, KINS 5.
In addition to the children and teachers on the mural, Sanchez is also adding Joe Garcia. He was the husband of Irma Garcia, one of the teachers killed at Robb Elementary. Joe died of a heart attack just 2 days after his wife did, and just hours after he laid flowers at a cross with her name on it. Another tribute to the victims through Legos. These portraits by artist Sean Kenny went viral. He says when he heard the tragic news from Uvalde, it hit close to home since he grew up in Texas and his children close in age to those who died.
The irony there, of course, is that children should be playing with toys and not, hiding under desks or whatever. And in addition, these portraits, I intentionally left many, many pieces out so they're not finished because these kids didn't get to finish their lives.
Each drawing takes about 2 to 3 hours. Building one takes about a week. With the help of donations, Kenny says he's been able to turn those digital renderings into full-size canvases that he is sending to the Uvalde communities. Alexandria Lexi Rubio was one of those 19 children killed at Robb Elementary. Her mom's a senior at St. Mary's University, and she says Lexi wanted to go to law school there. The university started a scholarship in Lexi's honor. When we taped this, it already had reached $21,000 of its $50,000 goal. The dean of the school says she wants this to be a way to keep Lexi's memory alive. 2 Houston area biker groups traveled to Uvalde to show their support for the community and to assist in the funeral processions. KHOU 11 photojournalist Mike Barbagallo spoke with them before they left.
This morning, we, Revolucionarios Motorcycle Club, are riding out to Uvalde, Texas today to show support. We've been invited by 2 families, Ellie Garcia's family, as well as Alethea Ramirez's family.
We're going to escort them to the funeral, and we're also going to be visiting the memorial site. Oh yeah, there's multiple groups out there, car clubs, slingshot groups, motorcycle clubs. I think it's a great idea, and it's great to see groups go out there and showing their support.
The reason,
I chose to go to Uvalde is because, you know, hey, I want to show support from H-Town.
As a mother myself, it was a situation that did affect me. I just hope they feel the love and the support. We're a team that's very united, very family oriented, and that's why we're out here up early in the morning and heading out to support Uvalde and the family.
Slingshots, whether it's motorcycles. You know, when you ride in a pack mentality, it's just a bond that you create mile after mile after mile with your brothers.
And when somebody grieves, you got to support, you know. That's what we're about. You know, we're all about brotherhood. We stick together, we ride together. The best thing to do right now is just to rally behind the families and stick together. And obviously be a shoulder, you know, be a hand. So that's what we're about.
In the days that followed the shooting, the Texans shifted their focus. KHOU 11 sports reporter Daniel Gutera heard and saw their message firsthand.
Trading in red, white, and blue for orange today, the Texans still with heavy hearts 8 days after the shooting in Uvalde.
Whether it be a church, a grocery store, or a school, just seem like some places should be safe havens for us.
Lovie Smith adding he's proud of his players.
Seem like some of us older people can't get some things done, you know, but seem like the young generation, you know, they can. They're about action.
The players themselves donating $200,000, a number matched by Cal and Hannah McNair. Yes, prep work for the 2022 season is important, but life is more than just a game.
There's more to it than just football, and there's things you can do off the field, you know, to really get back to the community.
Kids who are losing their lives at playgrounds, losing their lives at schools due to guns, it shouldn't be that way. I think we all should be able to let our kids go outside and have fun and not have to worry about things like that.
The Texans didn't get political when they talked about the tragedy today after practice, but linebacker Christian Kirksey did say this, that owning a gun comes with responsibility, and it's the onus of everyone else to find the responsible folks to own those weapons. At NRG Park, Daniel Gutera, KHOU 11 Sports.
Everything you just saw, all of those stories of hope and help and healing happened in the 2 weeks after the Uvalde shooting. Knowing how Texans step up for each other, there will surely be many more stories in the weeks, months, and years to come. As we share those, they'll be added to a special section of KHOU.com, KHOU.com/Uvalde. Our KHOU 11 YouTube page also has a playlist dedicated to coverage of the Uvalde community. You can also text the word Uvalde to 713-526-1111 to get updates or to let us know if there's a story we missed.